This is a mini meditation guided by Bombas. Repeat after me. I'm comfy. I'm cozy. I have 0 blisters on my toes. And that's because I wear Bombas, the softest socks, underwear, and t-shirts that give back. One purchased equals one donated. Now go to bombas.com/Wondery and use code WONDERY for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/Wondery and use code WONDERY at checkout.
Hey, podcast listeners. Great news. All your favorite comedy podcasts can be enjoyed ad-free on Amazon Music. Listen to your favorite music plus top podcasts completely ad-free on Amazon Music, included with your Prime membership. Dive into a world of laughs by downloading the Amazon Music app for free or go to amazon.com/ad-free-comedy. That's amazon.com/ad-free-comedy to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads.
Christopher, you are not wearing a tank top, and I thought this was going to be our signature Pre-Fixe look moving forward.
I don't have my chain on either, so we really aren't the same.
Oh, who even are you?
I know,
it's
who
like
am I?
There's a substitute host.
I know.
I thought that this week was going to be light, and then as I was assembling the Pre-Fixe material, there's actually a lot of shit going on because I forgot right after last week's Pre-Fixe was when the biopic was announced for a certain woman.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm not going to say her name. Not going to say it.
Britney Watch.
Oh, baby. Hey, y'all. I mean, this is a gift from the gay gods, a Britney Spears biographical cinematic achievement. Universal has purchased the rights to her, let me clear my throat before I say this, her best-selling autobiography.
Record-breaking. Thank you.
The fucking nerve.
In one day.
I understand that 3 other people wrote. And they have purchased the rights to it, and that's going to be it. So I guess the funniest, was it you who told me this? That because... Is Mark Platt Ben Platt's dad or relative? And he's one of the producers on it. And so people are afraid that Ben Platt's going to play Kevin Federline.
I think that was Rebecca that said that Ben Platt might be Kevin Federline or someone said that.
Can you fucking imagine?
I don't know. I honestly can't and I won't. That's not okay. We need a man, honestly, Chet Hanks. Like, we need a guy that, like, Chris, isn't afraid.
That's fucking great.
Like,
that's great. And this could legitimize him. He needs this. This could be a good role for him.
We need a white man that's not afraid to have cornrows.
Right.
And we need a white man that's not afraid to, like, pretend to be a rapper. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and one that thinks they're black, which is Chet. Like, we're good. So, like, we're good to go.
Who plays Britney Spears?
I don't know.
It's got to be an unknown. It has to be an unknown.
I think so. But then obviously in the people.com article that they like put up of the Instagram, it was like Sabrina Carpenter in one little box and then Sydney Sweeney in another box. And I don't hate either of those. It would actually be I think Sydney Sweeney is an incredible actor. Yeah. And I think it would be a departure from her normal, like mean girl, like kind of situation. I
just feel it's almost too much of like...
She's almost like too famous. She's too
maybe.
famous. Yeah.
They're also, like, they're both very famous and they're both also just sort of starting their own individual brands. And I think putting this in the beginning, they're so close to the beginning of their timelines. I don't know. It feels like it might be a handicap.
No, but Sydney Sweeney's been around the block. You forget. She was in Sharp Objects, incredible in Sharp Objects as the sister's friend.
Right. That's right.
I mean, season 1 of White Lotus and like, no contest. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and then obviously Euphoria, her, monologue in Euphoria when she's in the bathroom screaming, like,
yeah, I've seen
she's incredible.
Send it to me all the time.
She's incredible. Like, she could do it.
Or let's truly go like way outside the box and just cast Samuel L. Jackson to play Britney Spears. Why?
Stop.
Why not?
This is the thing though. Universal already happy it's not with like I don't know.
Yes,
Not
Universal.
I was going to say
Universal
A24, but they like would never do that. Like it's not. I love A24, obviously, but it's like Universal. I feel comfortable with Universal.
They did Straight Outta Compton. They do good music biopics
Yes.
at Universal. So at least
they
it's
did
in
Wicked.
good hands.
Like we have the money at our disposal to really do this.
It's not like Pauly Shore's trying to play Britney Spears and financing it with his
correct
his leftover weasel money.
Which that check was fat. Like that check that they gave her.
Oh, yeah.
She's good to go.
Yeah.
She could have a whole room of knives.
For sure.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's good to go.
You just want this woman to cut herself. That's it.
That's
all you want.
She loved the knife. She was having fun with the knives. So let her do it. She's an adult.
Before we move on, let's just take care of a couple of personal things that I want to say at the top so they get some attention. Number one, our listeners, lunatics all, I think the percentage of people who listen to this podcast who actually reach out to us personally has to be more than any other podcast ratio-wise on the planet. And when I tell you that Amy Phillips was our guest last week when we fixed Ryan Murphy, people I have not spoken to in
years
yes. reach out to me by text, by Insta, and just Amy did a Jessica Lange and lengthy Jessica Lange impersonation
multiple times,
popped clits off around the
nation,
world, or as Chris would say, on the world stage. If you have not heard it, please go back and listen to Amy Phillips in last week's episode doing Jessica Lange. I have been speaking because of this as Jessica Lange all week wherever I have gone. I literally went to an ice cream store in Provincetown, and when they said, "What will you have?" I said, "Whoopie pie, waffle cone," just like that. And it's fun. It's fun to impersonate Jessica Lange.
Yeah, it is. Oh God. I mean, it was electrifying.
Electrifying.
Electrifying. So many people. My mom almost crashed her car because she was laughing so hard. She called me. It was like, I basically almost died because I was like dying laughing.
We spoke last week about our friend Seamus doing a Draw Me Like One of Your French Girls photo shoot with the Heart of the Ocean that Fixing Famous People purchased for Chris for his birthday. Seamus has said that he will allow us to post this piece of art. And so if you go to the Instagram page now for Fixing Famous People, you will see it. Please don't ask for it to be taken down.
P.S. Trigger warning on this one. I'm just going to say
It's a full nude with a pillow. And Seamus is an attractive man, so you won't steer off the road if you happen to be looking at it while driving. Unless, of course, you touch yourself while you're driving, in which case you should hope you're in a Tesla, that it drives on its own. And I need advice from the listening audience.
I forgot about this. Okay, go ahead.
So I need advice on two things. Number one, I have to get my eyes done. I don't know if I need filler or whatever the fuck. These crow's feet are killing me. And it's time. It's time to make a move. I'm happy with my neck. A listener gave me a cream and I've lost a little weight. My neck is sort of evening out.
Okay, good.
I have a couple of other insecurities that I'll handle down the road. But now is the time that I need to take care of my eyes. I don't want a full eye job. I don't want any slicing or dicing. I just want injectables. If you live in the tri-state area and have someone reliable that you love that won't make me look feline, please DM FFP or my Instagram. Your identity will be kept anonymous. You will not be announced on this podcast. And the second thing that I need help with is there's a party in Provincetown called Carnival. I actually don't know if it's Carnival or Carnival.
Probably.
But it's a week long. It's exactly what you think. It's just like P-Town's version of Mardi Gras. The theme this year is very broad. It's Renaissance and Revolution. So I think they made it broad just so people would have like a wide swath of stuff to choose from. I'm so drawing a blank with this. Like my creative energy is spread thin between podcast and comedy and all sorts of shit. And I want to do something fierce. And you guys message us every week. So if you think of something either for me or me and my friend that's going with me, they don't have to be group costumes. They could be individual. That would be very helpful. And when it comes to revolution, it could be, I have a friend who wants to dress up as Neo from the Matrix Revolution. Then I have other people that are dressing as like colonial soldiers.
I was saying you could be dressed up as George Washington, like a powdered wig. Like that's fun for me.
And then there's other, like for Renaissance, like there's people who are doing Marie Antoinette. And then there are other people who are just dressing as
Beyonce.
Yeah, the Renaissance. So
that is fun. Like there
it
really
is fun.
like
it is.
Yeah. And I mean, or you could dress up as that hooded figure that I thought was Celine Dion at the opening ceremony.
Oh,
That's a revolutionary something. I don't know. I just feel like that exists there.
Is there a tank top built into that outfit?
No, I don't know.
The answer is
no, it's full coverage, sadly.
Sorry. The other thing is, if it can be mildly slutty, I would appreciate that.
It's the slutty version of whatever any of it. Yeah, like when I said George Washington, I meant slutty George Washington.
Yeah, because when I tell you the summer's almost over and I'm fixing to gain 60 pounds by January 1st, that's probably what's going to happen. So while I'm petite, please give me something appropriate.
No, you're not.
Moving back to the Pre-Fixe, and speaking of the Olympics, that pole vaulter's dick, ma'am.
I can't. Well, allegedly it's not because of the penis that he like knocked it over. It was his foot first.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it was his nutsack.
No.
It's like, well, you can't really do anything about that.
No, apparently it was his foot. Like someone said, like, no, it's not because of his penis. However, it was truly like, oh
yeah,
it was
like the slow mo of that is
humongous.
It was. He has been offered $250,000 by adult entertainment website to show it.
Yeah.
He has not responded.
Why not
to that?
We already saw it all anyway, so why not do it?
But he has responded that he's just devastated because it was a qualifying round and he didn't make it. And
meanwhile,
so
we're
he's
all like, look at that huge penis.
Right. I mean, the consolation prize is that you're now known as
like,
long for the rest of your fucking life.
Sure.
Pepe Le Schlong or whatever they'll call it.
Pepe Le Schlong.
So God bless that guy.
True.
Mariska Hargitay attending the Olympics in Paris.
People were sending me screenshots of it.
And she looked beautiful. She turns a fit like no one, maybe only second to Celine. But she was in the audience apparently for a volleyball match in which one of the Dutch players on the Dutch volleyball team is apparently a convicted rapist, and they lost. And when they lost, people cheered wildly that this convicted rapist was walking off the court. Mariska Hargitay in the audience for this. So people are messaging me, Olivia
Benson's there. Yeah, he's like there to apprehend him whenever he got off the court. Yeah.
SVU, Slamsterdam. Yes, bitch. Thank you, Mariska.
Hilarious.
Thomas Louise Cruz. I don't know whether to roll my eyes or step into traffic. He will apparently be doing some sort of parachuting stunt during the closing ceremony of the Olympics. I don't know.
Why?
I mean, I think he's shooting.
Like, why?
But do you have questions?
Why? I have also, Dominic, I have another question, actually. Yes. I don't know if you know what this is going to be or if you understand what I'm asking you, but where's Shelly?
Yeah, where is
Shelly? Is my other question for Tom Cruise.
Well, we, on an upcoming episode, a Patreon episode, we actually have a legitimate discussion about whether or not David Miscavige is Shelly Miscavige. So if you have any information, please call Unsolved Mysteries or us.
God. Yeah, truly Unsolved Mysteries. That should be an Unsolved Mysteries. Where is Shelly? Why wouldn't they? But like, again, this is an American. Why is this not a French person doing this, or just a French person doing anything other than jumping out of a plane for no reason at all?
I think he's been in Paris for like a year shooting Mission Impossible, the next one.
Oh,
I don't know.
P.S. Hassan told me that he was seeing on TikTok that Lady Gaga's performance was pre-taped.
I did hear that as well.
Like,
because of the rain.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, a couple of other people were texting us asking why we didn't cop to Celine lip syncing her performance. And I just said, I can't confirm or deny, but if it is true,
I won't go there physically.
But I think we've moved beyond that, because when that happens, it's not like Ashley Simpson on SNL. That. You know what I mean?
She just like pre-recorded the song. Yeah.
Every national anthem at every Super Bowl is pre-recorded, from Whitney to Fergie. I know she didn't do it there. She also didn't lip sync.
Well, she should have done. That's the problem. That's the problem.
Tom Cruise apparently also has a 25-year-old girlfriend who is a protege of Chris Martin, and he's 62 and she's 25. I mean, absolutely disgusting, but on a personal note, that's fantastic.
Yeah. Also, where's Shelly? Like, just continuing to say that.
If Tom Cruise walked into your house right now, what would you ask him first? Why are you skydiving at the Olympics? Or why? Or where is Shelly?
Are you lost, sir? Yeah.
I don't know all the details of this war between Simone Biles and I believe her name is Michaela Skinner. I guess Michaela Skinner is a former gymnast who in June lashed out at the current team and said they were not talented and are lazy. Simone Biles tweeted a photo after they won one of their golds and said, "Here is our lazy, not talented gold-winning Olympic team," which started a torrent of online abuse toward Michaela Skinner, which she is now begging Simone Biles to end.
But I don't like that. Don't.
Which part?
No, her coming on and being like, they're lazy. These people are lazy. Like, don't be a hater.
Yeah.
You were here,
like,
a year ago? Like, don't,
right.
last 2 years ago? Like, don't do that. I
agree with you.
I don't like that. So, and then she's like, oh no, everyone's mad at me. It's like, yeah, because you were being a bitch.
Well, because she's like, my family and I are getting death threats. And whenever I hear that, like, I know that anytime someone does anything, there are just this group of people on the internet who their part-time job is just sort of issuing death threats to people. Like,
if someone like DMs you a death threat from a bot account, like nothing Instagram, like that's not credible, right?
I don't know. I mean, what is the line? Like, when do you call it a death threat? By the way, do you see what's happened here? My silver chain. I sent you the before and afters of this. It turned black.
I can't even begin.
It's turning black again.
Well,
I feel like it's turning black again. I've only been to the gym twice since then, but I think I'm full of grease. I think I'm a greasy. I think I eat too much.
You're a greasy Italian, is what you are.
Could that be the case?
Yeah.
Could it just? I have to Tarnex it every day.
And guess what? It takes one to know one.
Oh, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, your before and after of your chain is, I can't even mentally go there right now because it'll be the only thing we talk. Well, I know we have so much to get through and it'll be the only thing I can talk about.
So why don't we will also post a before and after of
your chain.
The chain. I will give you the doctored versions, which don't include people in the background that shouldn't be allowed on the Instagram page.
So you didn't have to open your big fat mouth and go say something on the internet about it, is what you didn't have to do. So now this is the repercussions of your actions. Sorry.
Now your children have to get death threats.
Well, no, but like, yes. Should people be giving her death threats? No, obviously not.
No,
Has the internet been around long enough for us to know that when all of the eyes of the world, again, on the world stage, your former teammates and like Team America that are going to win the gold and did, what you shouldn't be doing is calling them lazy when they literally have proven that they're the least lazy team in the world.
Right. Apparently Skinner called Biles and everything was fine, but now she's publicly saying like, can you go online and tell people to stop doing this? And I don't know that works. Like many big stars have been in this position before where they're being asked by people. I feel like Gaga and Taylor Swift have had this storyline before where they're asked to go online and ask their fans to stop Twitter assaulting other people. It doesn't work.
I get it. Like I'm not saying that people should be like screaming at each other. You know what I mean? Like I don't want there to be online hate. However, like I also just don't like when people are surprised when they say something mean and then are wondering why people are hating.
Right. I did an interview and people listened to it.
Yeah.
What? What did you think that camera was? Sugar. Moving right along, Justin Louis Timberlake has had his license suspended for the drunk driving incident in the Hamptons. I mean, I guess this is kind of kitschy, but there was also a vape pen in his possession at the time and $306 in cash. So his license is suspended, which means he can't drive. And here's the thing, when you're that rich, you shouldn't be driving anyway, especially at night after you've had drinks. So maybe, Justin, you will learn how to act like a rich person and just take cars everywhere. Stop driving when you've had something to drink.
Yeah, just don't. I've also like worked with one of his drivers. So like, I know that they exist. So like, why was he not on staff?
I don't know. Another unsolved mystery. While we're in the Hamptons, Jennifer Lynn Lopez, a story in today's Post, which is just saying like, even though she looks smooth and placid on the outside, she is clutterly humiliated by this impending divorce coming from Ben, that she's just beside herself because of all the stock she put into how great their relationship was. And seemingly other sources are just confirming that Ben is holding off filing for her, but that obviously they've been done for quite some time. Her wedding ring is off.
Anymore, I'm like, yeah, but no one knows anything. No one knows anything. Yes, of course they're getting divorced, but like, we don't know it. They're done, obviously. Hello. But everyone's always like, oh, and then this is why this. And it's like, you don't fucking know anything.
Well, in the midst of all this, there's this controversy because like, I guess she posted a picture of herself on Instagram and she's carrying a $70,000 Hermes bag. And I like when the internet chooses
to be
isolated
upset that a
moments
celebrity,
for a celebrity to not be rich. Like Jennifer Lopez has a bag. It's like, there are people wearing like Fabergé egg tampons on your Instagram feed. Yell at those people.
Also, if someone who should be carrying a $70,000 bag, if not Jennifer Lopez?
I mean, that's one of the 10 people you would expect to see with one. You know, people are commenting, "That's my annual salary." It's like, oh, well, okay, then I guess you should have been a fly girl or something. Do something else. That's
and same. But it's like, that's not for me to. Okay.
No. See what you've done, haters? I'm defending Jennifer Lopez because I literally I have problems with many things she does, but if she's rich, let her be fucking rich. If you're not rich, it's kind of on you. So you play a role in it. You play a role in not being rich. We all do. So
to quote a doctored photo of Paris Hilton, stop being poor.
Mr. Jennifer Lopez, Mr. Benjamin Affleck, apparently is...
This picture,
the end
this
of the
rattled
Gawker website.
This rattled plates, not shifted, but rattled to the core. Some tectonic plates. The picture of him.
It is rattling. Apparently, Ben Affleck is rumored to be playing Hulk Hogan in a biopic called Killing Gawker, which is about the lawsuit where Hulk Hogan sued Gawker, which effectively ended Gawker. So it seems like Ben and Matt Damon are going to be involved in some producerial level because it looks like Gus Van Sant will be directing, reuniting them all for the first time since Good Will Hunting. But Ben playing Hulk Hogan, all I can say is that if Ben Affleck plays Hulk Hogan, I will only refer to this movie that he is going to ruin as fatless. And that is it. Because there's no way he's getting out of this without wearing a fat suit or a muscle suit. It's not happening.
He's so serious about himself. So the fact that he's going to try to make this be like some like serious like think piece about Hulk Hogan is fucking hilarious to me. Because what it should be is a campy, shitty, fun like romp of a movie. Because that's what it is. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
This should not be taken seriously at all. And he takes himself so seriously that it's out of control.
But Gus Van Sant is a serious, like,
I'm aware, which is the problem.
I think he could get a good performance out of Ben, but the interview circuit for this, I'm not going to be able to handle it. I'm not.
But like a serious Hulk Hogan, who rips his shirt off on WWE, Hulkamania. That's what we want. I think Hogan Knows Best, the reality show. Like, I'm sorry, but this isn't like
you had to bring Brooke Hogan into this.
Yes.
I wonder who will play Brooke Hogan. Kesha should play Brooke Hogan.
She really should. And would be great, by the way.
But the story of Hulk Hogan toppling Gawker is like an actual story. I just wish they do it without casting anyone as Hulk Hogan.
It's interesting, but it should be like Hulk Hogan playing himself. Like, do you know what I mean? It should be like something ridiculous like that. Like, we shouldn't have the reverence that they're going to try to bring to this story.
Is Hulk Hogan alive? So could he even do it? He's okay.
Yeah, but he's like up there.
I'm sure he could do it.
But many people, when I put up that picture before which like, is this even really happening? Or is this just to deflect from his weird haircut and beard shave? Like, put up on his on Instagram, I put up the picture that people posted of like his new haircut. Everyone was like, why is he copying Dominic's haircut? Everyone was like, what's happened? Like, he's listening. Like, now they're both stalking you, et cetera, et cetera. And then the number of just like uh-ohs or like no, or like he's done, or like he's gone. Like,
I cheered.
All of those.
I cheered because we'll talk about this weekly for the next 3 years.
All of those sent to me of just like seeing him and being like, oh, he's out of there with J-Lo. Like, he's done. Like, this is him like getting bangs, basically.
What is it? Can you help me understand this? Is it even worth talking about? Suge Knight is saying that the FBI gave Ben Affleck footage of J-Lo that they found during the raid on Diddy's house. This can't be true, right?
I don't know, but like everyone is sending it to me, being like, is this real? What's happening? Is this
And
real?
we are using Suge Knight as a source here.
That's what I'm saying. That is what gives me pause. But he apparently on his podcast was saying like all this stuff. But like, again, what does that mean? Like,
Suge Knight is a podcast?
Apparently on a podcast, he was saying this. That's where everyone picked it up. But like, I don't know. I mean, she was definitely with, like, remember the gun? Like gun thing happened.
Full couple, yeah.
There's been rumors forever, allegedly, that she like brought that gun in that he then used to like kill someone. So like,
There's also another story, by the way. The guy who I guess is currently in jail who's suspected of killing Tupac, has said that Diddy offered people $1 million to kill Tupac. I've heard this story a couple of times over the years, but now this guy is like, Diddy's involved.
I don't know.
And is that the same gun that Jennifer Lopez has?
I don't. Who knows?
She sure can pick him, can't she?
Dominic, you know
Hulk
what?
Hogan, the guy who killed Tupac. I mean, you know what? Sew it up and go home. This is not your finger is off.
Dominic.
I'm sorry.
Honestly, though, it's just like, this is a job for Olivia Benson, not us. I'm sorry to say. When it gets into like, did J-Lo like traffic in a gun that Diddy used as a murder weapon? Like we're past our.
That's too much.
That's out of our purview. I'm so sorry to say.
We just want to talk about Atlas.
Yeah, we just want to talk about Atlas and Fatless.
I hope that those movies get sold as a set.
And isn't that like a 2-box set, like the Titanic, like the Titanic VHSs? Yeah. Because isn't it like they leaked his like sex tape?
Whose?
Gawker like posted.
Oh yeah,
Hulk
that he was
Hogan's
cheating on his wife, right?
And he was cheating on his wife, and it was like gross.
Right.
And then he like sued them, and that's what happened, right? Like,
and they won, and the lawsuit cost so much money
that
Gawker
crumbled
closed.
them. Yeah.
They've since reopened, as it were, but with not the same audience.
That's fun to me. That's fun, but like that is fun to watch with like people being like, oh, this is like a parody of a true crime movie. Okay,
right.
Got it. We're doing it. Like not. Oh, the humanity of this past WWE star with a spray tan and a handlebar mustache, like was, do you know what I mean? Like,
of course.
That I can't do.
Right before we went to start recording the Pre-Fixe, we received word that it looks like Eugene and Dan Levy would be hosting the Emmys, which if you love award shows as much as we do is a great day. That will be absolutely fantastic. They should host the fucking Oscars as well while you're at it. Have the two of them host everything. I love Dan Levy. I'm in love with Dan Levy. I would watch him do absolutely everything. You know what? Dan Levy, you play Hulk Hogan. That's what I want. He can do no wrong.
Wait, Eugene playing Hulk Hogan, and then
they can do the younger and older version.
Dan playing the young version of him.
You're welcome, America. You're welcome, Dan and Eugene. And most importantly, you're welcome, Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. Move over, Ben Affleck.
Take a seat. Nice haircut, but take a seat. Speaking of people who are taking a seat, Carrie Underwood is taking Katy Perry's seat on American Idol. No one has a problem with this.
Not one.
Not a single person.
Not one person. It's honestly like not even news, really. Like, it's like, okay, well.
It's like thank God.
Yep, here we go. Why did it take so long for her to come on to this is my question.
Don't know.
Because she's perfect. She won the show. Country, she's very American in the sense of like, people that are still watching cable like would love to see her on there.
She is the perfect tone for that show. Yeah. And it made her a star. I mean, which
she
is
can
also
channel
lovely.
Paula and being like just so nice to everyone and sweet.
Well, yeah.
And, like, benzoed out if she wants to be.
We know who she is because of that show. So I think it's a lovely sort of homecoming.
For sure.
Zac Efron was rushed to the hospital for what's being described as a pool incident. Apparently, he took in too much water. My first joke, of course, was from where did he take it in? Why are there no details? I would like to see the medical report, but he's fine. He's just has a habit of having these like weird medical incidents and being tucked away.
We just got over the like, oh, I was in a car accident and they had to reconstruct my whole face and that's why I look like this, which I still think smells very fishy, but
it just went too far. He got that jaw work that every fucking gay guy is getting in Hell's Kitchen, and it just went too far, and he looks like a robot.
But he says that it's like because his like face was disfigured from a crash, which I don't see hide nor hair. No,
funny.
I don't see one scar on his face about it.
We're on the internet 26 hours a day, and I'm not seeing any sort of information about this. But, sometimes people live privately, and they're able to evade people like us.
Yeah.
You're a liar, Zac Efron. Keanu Reeves is coming to Broadway, and as if that wasn't shocking enough, he will be appearing in Waiting for Godot with his Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure co-star, Alex Winter. They will be on Broadway in the fall of 2025. I will obviously go see this.
You'll be there night one.
With bells on. I love Keanu Reeves. When he gets like a heady role like this, sometimes he doesn't like hit it out of the park for me. He was in a Shakespeare movie. He was in Kenneth Branagh's Much Ado About Nothing in the 90s, and it was a gorgeous, sumptuous film, and he was really miscast, but I still loved him afterwards. We'll see how it goes.
No, it's fun,
though. Will you come with me?
Oh, 100%. I would go.
All right, here's a mystery now. You ready for this?
Yes.
Sandra Lee, the the kooky chef and the ex-girlfriend of former governor Andrew Cuomo. So Sandra Lee, this is from the Post. Sandra Lee claims a comment that ex-boyfriend Andrew Cuomo made to her in the spring of 2019 was the straw that broke the camel's back in their then deteriorating relationship. Quote, "I was in my kitchen," she told Us Weekly, "and he said something. And the minute he said it, I knew what he just said. The doors and windows closed, and that was it." The TV chef refused to elaborate on the remark, simply saying, "He knows what it is. I know what it is."
Oh, brother.
Girl,
Okay. Love that.
What do I need to do to find out what he said? Tell me.
Okay. I worked with her once, one day, for one singular day. And when I tell you that she walked in there into the set, like not diva, like nicer than nice, like the nicest person ever, but she walked around and introduced herself to every person as if she was the first lady of the United States. Like,
was she with Andrew Cuomo?
I don't know if she was. I think so. Like, you know how like it's like, oh, this actor like knows everyone's name on set and blah blah blah. She like thought she was doing that, but she would walk around and go, "Hi, Sandra. Hi," and like put her hand out as if like for you to kiss her hand almost. Like that was her handshake, but almost like, but or you could kiss my hand. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I like her. It was in spite of myself. I don't know why.
It was great. Like, I'm not saying that she wasn't being an asshole. She was like just out of her mind, but it was so fun. And I like tell everyone that story. And she was perfectly nice. And all she wanted desperately was hash browns.
What did Andrew Cuomo say?
She was like, "Please get me hash browns."
Did he just call her the C word? I mean, what? I'm trying to think like what.
I don't know. Or like, "You're a bad chef." Like, you know what I mean? Like,
would you
in her mind, that's what it is. And that's like a bombshell among like, you know what I'm saying?
What if she is truly insane and she like made him a casserole and he just ate it and was like, "Needs more salt." And she was just "Get out of my life."
And she was like blown away by that. Like,
son of a bitch. Yeah. My headphones fell off when I did that Sandra Lee impersonation.
Took her glove off and slapped him across the face with it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
get out. Moving on to our royal family, specifically the Duchess of Schmuckers. Her brand launch is imminent. Her reality show is imminent. What has now arrived is the press tour where she tries to remold her image from the woman who killed Queen Elizabeth to America's sweetheart.
Dominic.
And she sat down with H and did a CBS This Morning interview. And, you know, it is quite serious. We're not making fun of this, but she talks about years of being bullied and having past suicidal thoughts. And now online bullying is becoming one of her causes. I think the problem with her is that it all just always just seems to, she's unable to hide the calculation for me. Every time I see the interview, I'm like, what are you doing this for?
Which is sad because
the serious issue
is serious and she should do this. And this is actually great. But like, we must point out that it's like, okay, but what about the jam? And what about the this? And what about the that?
Right.
And what about all these other things that you said that you were doing? And like, what, like if she came like 3 projects from now, she came to this, I would be like, yes, get it. Like everyone would be behind her, but she's yet to show me that she's not a grifter, which I called her last week, which people were like, "I can't believe you called her a grifter." And I'm like, well, show me that she's not a grifter.
Not to be, right?
Because she's taking all this money from this, like she's doing deal upon deal upon deal. And then we've yet to see anything from it.
Speaking of bullying, and we don't support bullying, even though we do sort of a fun gay version of it here. Halsey, who we're not giant fans of.
We definitely came down on her hard.
She regrets coming back to music because she says her fans, her own fans, there's a group of her own fans that are the most sick, abusive people on earth. And because of those people, she regrets coming back.
But this, okay, let me not be mean.
But you know what? Here's the other thing for people with online bullying. I am not being crass. I don't have a ton of experience with bullying other than the prerequisite being called a faggot at exact moments when I didn't want to be when I was a kid. Not that you sneeze at that, but this is a grown woman who's talking about being bullied now. And for me, part of the solution of that is on your phone on the upper right-hand side, if you push the button in, your phone will power down. And there you have it. Have I solved bullying or no? I'm not 100% sure. You don't need the internet. You don't need this fucking podcast, but don't go anywhere. Just don't do it. Don't do it. People occasionally send us nasty shit here with like, how dare you talk about them? I just delete them instantly and don't even give it a second thought. Like, who do you think you are? I'm like, I'm me, bitch. Bye. Block. Like, that's an answered question. Goodbye.
And I think like to say your own fans are the meanest ones to you, that's rough. You know what I mean? Like,
Rough call.
That's
That is
its own,
sort of like-
that you need to look inward about. Like, that's rough. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like, I'm laughing, but like, that's like yowza. Like, ooh, girl. And again, I'm so sorry to say, but when you just take another song and use it and make it your own song, like that's,
I know. I know the jury is still out on that thing with Lucky, but I don't know.
Well,
she seems to have squashed
We're never
it.
going to know. We're never going to. Yeah. It's sad because I don't want her to feel that way. Like, that's sad. But it's also like
anyone to feel that way. But
I don't like when you didn't basically like do Taylor Swift Eras Tour for my new song. Like, mwah. It's like, no, we didn't, because you just took another person's song. Like, just do a new song now, and then we'll see if people are happy about it. Like, or not. Like, you know, everyone thinks that because they make a new song, it needs to become like the next biggest song that's like wrecking the whole world and like being the TikTok song of the world. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's true.
Never going to be her.
Yeah.
Like she's not in that tier. You know what I mean?
And just like, it didn't happen. So like, on to the next one. This wasn't the end all be all of your career. I'm being like mean about it, but I'm like, toughen up a little bit, you know?
Speaking of tough old broads, Don Lemon is suing Elon Musk.
What did you call it? You didn't call him Donatella in the text, but you
Lemonella.
Lemonella.
Yeah. Lemonella is suing Elon Musk for canceling his Twitter show and all that nonsense. I don't know the details because you know why? Who needs them? Lemonella is suing Elon Musk. These are two bonkers people who are going to go at it in court. Don will lose because Elon Musk owns everything.
As I believe it was Tom Chacho, don't sue a billionaire.
Yeah, don't
like,
sue a billionaire.
Don't sue a billionaire. Like,
you
why?
ain't hurting nobody.
Yeah. For
it.
what? And like, he's never going to pay you out. He's just going to drag the court case out forever until you're out of money.
Cardi B has filed for divorce from Offset. I believe it's the third time that she has filed. Many are saying this is going to stick this time.
But isn't she pregnant again or something? Am I making that up? Yeah, she's pregnant. Cardi's pregnant and is divorcing him, but I'm assuming it's his child. But like, also, it's none of her.
I'm sure that it is.
It's none of her business, also. But like, yeah.
The last thing I want to talk about this week is about someone whose name doesn't come up on this podcast very often, but whenever I see her name, it brings me warmth because she's one of my favorite kooky celebrities, and that's Jennifer Tilly. Jennifer Tilly, Oscar nominee for Bullets Over Broadway, well-deserved, I might add. Jennifer Tilly, who showed up so early at the Academy Awards the year she was nominated that I have for the past 25 years called the arrival of the first person, the Jennifer Tilly spot. Jennifer Tilly, who also does voices on Family Guy. She was in the masterpiece Bound, which Tom Chacho needs us to remind the world. And she is also the voice of Bride of Chucky. Jennifer Tilly now is going to be a friend of on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, which I was excited about until she said, and I quote, I was more excited to meet Kyle Richards and Erica Jane than I was when I met Elizabeth Taylor. Jennifer Tilly, how fucking dare you even say that to anyone? How dare you look at yourself in the mirror and say that, much less to any publication?
I will say she did like a scene of being like Sutton's friend last season, and it was exhilarating.
I don't think I saw it.
Yeah,
I thought she
like came one on and she was just like, oh, I'm friends with Jennifer Tilly. You know, obviously you all guys all know her because she's Jennifer Tilly. But blah, blah. You know, like Sutton and her just like had a fun time at lunch, like just as like Sutton's friend. And it was a hoot and a holler. And they were drinking martinis. You know what? This is the thing. They need that again. Now that Rinna's gone and Denise Richards is gone, like they need another starlet. We don't have a soap actress on there right now. We don't have, what was her name?
Oh, Ashley Davidson from Young and the Restless.
Yeah.
No. Eileen Davidson.
Eileen Davidson, yeah.
Who plays
like
Ashley.
we don't have Eileen. We don't have like a person that's in Hollywood really.
Yeah.
Like
an actual celebrity who was a celebrity outside of the show. I mean, you have Garcelle. Let's never forget about Models Inc.
No, you do. But
and her 15 seconds in Coming to America.
Sure. And that weird movie that she made herself. But like that, you have her, but like Jennifer Tilly is like bringing a name. You know what I mean? Like where I'm into it. But also, but you want her to be excited that she's with these girls. Like you don't want her to be like, I'm way above this. And like, I can't believe
that
I'm
could
here.
also be the kiss of death. I mean, someone excited to meet Erica Jane, that's sort of like, she's a predator. Are you kidding me? She'll probably eat Jennifer Tilly. Oh, America, world
Oh,
has
God.
been prefixed. Today, a big fix, a multi-fix. We are fixing the Cyrus family.
It is rough. It is. It's a problem, all right, that needs fixing.
There are so many more Cyrus family members than you are aware of. So be ready to be educated and electrified with this podcast, which will return after this brief break.
You know that feeling when your favorite brand really gets you? Deliver that feeling to your customers every time. Memorable moments like these are key to building your business and your brand. Klaviyo turns your customer data into real-time connections across AI-powered email, SMS, and more, making every moment count so you can continue to build smarter, more meaningful relationships with your customers. Build smarter digital relationships with your customers and make every moment count with Klaviyo. Learn more at klaviyo.com/BFCM.
Dominic,
Christopher,
when I say like, oh, we have a big one, like, yeah, I've done it before. We've had big ones. This is like the Titanic coming into port. We have
my God.
two.
Could you pick a ship that didn't sink, baby? Can we call them like the flowers of the sea or the queens of the night or something?
We have colossal behemoth guests with us today. Much like Celine Dion closing the opening ceremonies of the Olympics, our guests need no introduction. We have Brooke and Aricia from Even the Rich. Wow.
Oh my God. Wow. I just got compared to Celine Dion, so I'm going to hop off now.
Yeah, right. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you for having me. What a treat.
Yeah. And Celine Dion and a Titanic reference. Like the Titanic stuff really keeps coming.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I've got Celine on the brain, I'm sorry to say, but
as you should.
Yeah.
I like the idea of the Titanic coming into
a port. Yeah, that never happened.
That never happened.
For the first time. Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah.
One day, alternate reality.
This is usually the part of the show where I like explain to people like what your podcast is about, but I don't think that I really need to since you guys are the top podcasters in the whole world. But if you'd like to tell the one person that's listening,
can I get that soundbite?
Yeah. I mean,
that's going to be my ringtone.
You guys have had over 60 seasons of your podcast. Am I wrong about this?
Wow.
You are
correct. You're right about it.
Yeah,
I mean, thank you for being here, first and foremost. I mean,
my God.
Thank you for having us.
You clearly have so much more to do. But I mean, if anyone doesn't know who you are, you guys basically report on every single rich family person, duo, trio, band, any person that has like had global dominance for one day. You guys are covering their life stories. Am I right? Is this correct?
That is correct. Yeah, we do deep dives on famous people, famous families. Give all the dirt.
And I mean, a famous family we have today because we are fixing the Cyrus family, which is, I was saying to
your
Brooke,
work cut out for you.
Yeah, I was saying to Brooke before we started recording. I mean, just 2 days ago, it dropped in our lap like a Mel Gibson-esque rant of epic proportions coming from the matriarch, Billy Ray.
The patriarch. Well, he looks like the matriarch, but he is in fact the patriarch.
Yeah. You know, just when you feel like they can't keep giving, they do.
Yeah.
And
all these decades later, I mean, when will they stop peaking, the Cyruses? I mean, as far as being in our lives, not like talent or things like that, just just marketing themselves.
Yeah.
At the beginning of every broadcast, we do the middle name game where we have Christopher and our guests guess the middle name of the people we're fixing. Ooh. We're going to loop this as well into telling our listeners and reminding you about how many Cyruses, dare we call them Cyri, there are in this
we gotta call them Cyri.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, Billy Ray Cyrus, obviously the middle name is Ray, so he's no fun in this game. He's no fun in life. Yep.
Is it Ray or is Billy, but is Billy Ray his first name? We've done this has happened
William
before.
Two separate words. It's two. No, he was born Billy Ray Cyrus. Okay. Two different words. Middle name. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna move on to the matriarch of the Cyrus family, Tish Cyrus, the former spouse of Billy Ray and the mother of five Cyrus
There
children.
are 5 children.
I did not know this until I started my research 6 minutes before we met the two of you.
It's a boy, then Miley, then Noah, then another boy.
Noah's the young. Well, there's.
Well, let's take them in order. Let's have some fun.
Okay.
First,
Okay.
if you could guess Tish Cyrus's middle name.
Is her first name actually Tish?
It is Letitia. Great question.
Ooh,
Letitia. Middle name Cyrus Purcell, because she is now married to Dominick Purcell.
Oh, brother.
One of the studs from Prison Break.
Yeah.
So,
which we'll be talking about very soon. Don't you worry about that, everyone.
Letitia blank Cyrus Purcell. She is 57.
I can't believe her name is Letitia.
Yeah.
Letitia.
She is a Taurus and is 57.
Letitia,
what is her middle name?
The fact that her name is Letitia does not, I don't know why I don't like that. And that's not a shade to the name Letitia at all, because I think it's actually a great name. But for her, it gives me pause, and
it's weird.
I don't like it.
I agree with you. It's weird.
I'm not enjoying that for her. Okay, Letitia.
I'm gonna guess May.
How are you spelling
May.
it? M-A-Y or M-A-E?
M-A-Y. But
Letitia
if
May.
for some reason I've succeeded and it's M-E-Y, I think I should get it either way.
I don't think we would count the spelling. It is not correct. It is not correct. Though, I would have jumped out of my seat.
I'm going to say Summer.
Oh
no.
Okay.
No.
I'm going to say Dallas.
Oh, beautiful guess.
Wow.
Aricia, beautiful guess. Thank you.
Is that where they're from? I can't even remember what state.
That's a weather woman name if I ever heard.
Letitia Dallas.
Cyrus.
Hello?
No.
Yeah. Hello, I'm Letitia Dallas. This is
boringly enough. Letitia's middle name is just Jean. Letitia Jean Cyrus Purcell.
Like, what's her face? Marilyn Monroe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, we move on to the eldest Cyrus child, who is not the biological child of Billy Ray, but one of the 2 children that Letitia brought into this marriage. Brandy Cyrus. She is 37 years old. And
this is Letitia, but not Billy Ray. I'm glad that we're doing every middle name, because this will get us like the family tree. I'm not going to lie to you.
Well,
I need to touch down on this.
So it's multi-purpose. It's not just a game today. It's also a history lesson. Baxter Neil Helson is Brandy and Trace's father. So what was Brandy Cyrus, nay Brandy Helson, middle name?
Brandy Bruce, because she's the Bruce Jenner. She's basically not the Bruce Jenner. She's the No, I'm going to say...
Is she trans?
I'm going to say Brody. I'm going to say Brody because she's the Brody Jenner of the family.
Brandy Brody.
Okay.
I feel like it's boring. I feel like it's like Lynn. Brandy Lynn.
No?
Brandy Charles.
Nope. It is Glenn. Brandy Glenn.
Oh my God.
Okay, so it is a male.
You were close.
Aricia, you were middle name, though.
Aricia, you were close again. Yeah.
Now we move on to the rather vampiric looking Trace Cyrus. Again, he is the child of Baxter Neil Helson and Tish, but was given the Cyrus name when Tish married Billy Ray. And his actual name is Trace. What is his middle name? He is 35 years old. He was born in 1989.
I want his middle name to be Evidence.
Trace Evidence.
I'm sure it isn't, but I really want it to be.
I was going to say Trace. And the first thing that came to my mind was map. I don't know why, but I don't think you trace a map, but map is my guess.
If you're a cartographer, maybe.
Are we trying to win the game or are we trying to say nonsense?
Both. It's really both, isn't it?
There's no way to win this game.
Is it?
I only know one of their names.
I don't know any of their middle names. Trace Michael.
Dempsey. Trace Dempsey Cyrus.
Brother.
Ridiculous.
Now we'll move on to people we know a little bit better, at least. Miley Cyrus.
This one I actually do know the name, her real name.
Well, here's the deal with Miley Cyrus. So you know her real name, like her biological name.
Yeah.
That's what we need to go up.
I don't know her new middle name, but I know her original middle name. So
she in life now is Miley Ray Cyrus, which I'm assuming was for marketing purposes. But her birth name is Destiny Cyrus. What is Destiny Cyrus's middle name?
Faith.
I think it's Hope.
It is Hope.
It's Hope,
It
right?
is Hope.
I knew
It's
that.
Hope.
That's
I
the
knew
one
that.
name
Oh
I
my
know.
word.
I knew that. I knew that it was Hope.
Wait,
Right,
this
it
is
is
only.
Hope, right?
Oh, you did know? Okay.
I can't say
So-
that. I thought I was right, but I like did know that her name was Destiny Hope Cyrus.
Interesting.
Which-
It's one of
which-
those like OG
yowza.
names that I just have somewhere in my
Yeah.
brain.
Yeah.
Like when they're like celebrities' real names. Well, her real
Yeah.
name now is Miley, but it stayed in my head for some reason. Unlike
Yeah.
the Pythagorean theorem.
All
That left.
That's
right, so Dominic, who do we have next? We have Miley.
Okay, we have this child that I'd never heard of before. It's a boy. He's 30 years old. He's kind of a piece of ass, if I do say so myself. And his name is Brazen Cyrus.
Oh, brother, with these names.
Has anyone heard of Brazen
No.
Cyrus?
No.
Brazen, like, oh, that's brazen, like that? Brazen?
No,
Like
which makes it even worse, and quite honestly more Cyrusy, is that the spelling is BRAISON. So it's an entirely new spelling of the word brazen or brazing but
Yeah,
it's
when
brazen.
when you braise a turkey.
Cute.
Brazen.
Bartholomew.
Matthew. And you say Bartholomew, Aricia?
Yeah.
Brazen Cane. But I think I just have
Chance.
Raising Canes.
Fuck chance.
Brazen
But there's
Brazen-
always
brazen
Trace.
chance.
It's Trace. Okay, got it. I can't with these fam.
Brazen
Trace,
Chance.
Chance, Tish. Ugh,
There's
God.
no rhyme or reason to these names,
No.
I gotta say.
No.
Like, I can't even
Well,
find
when
a
your
pattern.
starting point is Billy Ray and what is it? Letitia?
Letitia,
Letitia-
like
What-
Letitia Jean.
What hope
Jean.
do we have? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so now,
And now
Yeah.
we move on to child number 5. Billy Ray also brought a child into this relationship, but it's taking too much time. There's too many names, and I don't know who that person is. Noah Cyrus, born in the year
Noah.
2000. What is Noah Cyrus's middle name?
That's such an easy birth year to remember.
Noah Northwest Cyrus.
Stop
I
it.
don't think you're taking this seriously. I think there's too many Cyri,
You
and you're
just
starting to
now
crack.
thought that.
Noah.
I think they kicked it back to Tish, and I think it's Jean.
Oh,
Noah
Interesting.
Oh, go great guess.
I will go with Norma
Norma
Ray.
Norma
Yeah, I was like,
Noah-
that can't be it.
Norma Ray
Oh, wait,
Cyrus.
it's
Noah, you're.
Noah Ray.
I-
Noah
We
Ray.
didn't even get the first name, which we
I
already
don't
have the answer
Noah,
to.
Noah Ray.
I thought Norma Ray. You were making one
I said
word.
Norma. Yeah, I forgot her
Noah
first name
Norma
already.
Ray.
It is, and talk about no rhyme or
Right.
reason. It's Noah Lindsay Cyrus.
Oh, bro. Oh, don't
I
like
hate that.
Hate that.
Wow.
No, somehow
0
that's the worst
out of
one.
10 for the names of this family. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah, they failed this game, not us.
Yeah.
No
Exactly.
shit.
We won.
yeah.
Where do we begin with this family? I would like to say something very quickly. I cannot believe how much I currently love Miley Cyrus when just a few short years ago,
Yeah.
I simply did not.
Yeah.
Like when she was doing her coming out and her comeuppance and, those sort of like
Being sexy.
edgy years,
Yeah.
like her
Yeah.
transitional years, which are always difficult for anyone who's a child
Mhm.
star. It just really rubbed me the wrong way. I'm just an old man, I guess. And I just I didn't
Yeah.
like it. But every year
She's back on
I
top.
have
Especially
fallen in love with her more and
after
more.
the Grammys
Truly.
last year. She's been really back on, or this year. Was that
I
this year?
mean,
She's back on top.
Yeah.
She's
this
Yeah.
is what a vapid homosexual I am. I'm telling you that her hair at the Grammys brought her
Oh.
to a 10 with me. That was
Yeah.
Are you
it. I
talking
don't
about
care.
that Keys hairdo?
That Jane Fonda
Yeah.
went into the oldies
That's what did it
moment.
for
I'm
you?
like, that's what pushed her over the edge. I'm like, you're here forever now. Like
Yeah.
I'll tolerate shit from you now, and you're
Okay.
on the good side. You're in the green.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
like when Zendaya was on that one red carpet and she had like an 80s businesswoman haircut, and we were all like, okay, everyone's in love with you now. Like you can do whatever you want. Like you're wearing like it should be like a designing women. Like she should have like a two-piece suit on, and we were all like, we're in love with you. We
Oh
love
my
you forever.
Yeah.
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 I think where we start is Billy Ray Cyrus has truly one song
Yes.
called
Correct.
Don't Break My Heart, My Achy Breaky Heart. Like that is the
Right.
only hit he's ever had. Like
Yeah. and
truly.
He really rode that wave.
And it,
for him.
I have to disagree.
okay.
Uh-oh.
There's sick
here we
ass
go.
song
Here we go.
with Lil Nas X that I love.
Sure, but
yes.
that's in present day. I'm throwing it back
we're talking
to
about
like,
okay. Fair
he
enough,
has like one song and that skyrockets him to fame.
Okay.
And then from there, he becomes a country. I mean, he's like in country music and gets a name for himself from this one song. Don't break my heart, my achy breaky heart. He has a mullet. He has like a cutoff shirt and like skin tight blue jeans, and he's sexy.
Right. And an ass that won't quit.
Sure.
And in the early 90s, truly that was all you needed.
And it worked. Yes. And this was like when Shania Twain was coming up and she was like, I'm sexy too. And like, we're bringing sex to country music.
Look at me.
That's what country music was missing, was sex.
No, but that's really Shania. Really, like she showed her
fair.
she was the first country music star to show her midriff. She was like breaking barriers, and they were like, okay, like sex sells. Here's all these other people, and Billy Ray was definitely one of those. So that's how I first knew who he was. So when Hannah Montana comes along, it's like, oh, this is Billy Ray Cyrus's daughter, and Billy Ray Cyrus is going to be on the show with her.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
it was supposed to be JoJo. I don't know if anyone knows this.
No.
I do remember somewhere.
Hearing that. Yeah.
JoJo was supposed to be Hannah Montana, and then Billy Ray and Tish elbowed Miley in there, and then yes,
not
so
JoJo
Billy
Siwa,
Ray,
just so we're clear, JoJo, the original
JoJo,
who sings that amazing song that I
get
cannot think of right
out,
now.
leave right now,
the end of you and me.
Which is ironically what Miley said.
Yeah,
when
truly.
She was on the set.
That's what
Get out,
Disney
bitch.
The end
Channel
of you
said.
and my dad.
Yeah. So wait, so Billy Ray was always going to be the dad.
I don't know if that's true, but I think like somehow they got their daughter an audition, and then Billy was like, and I'll be the dad. Like, I'm thinking, I don't know this for a fact.
Yeah. Things like,
it's not like Billy Ray was going to be the dad and then he elbowed. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But
Tish was like, listen, right now I'm giving you Tish. My daughter's not here. Letitia's going to come out.
Yeah.
And you don't want that.
Yeah, like you don't want this.
And they were like, all right, fine.
Yeah, for real. And so then, I mean, Hannah Montana. I mean, there's so much ground to cover, so I'm skyrocketing through this part.
Yeah, you got to.
Hannah Montana, you know, she becomes a humongous household name.
Yes.
We get it's the best of both worlds, right? Isn't that Hannah Montana?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
we get what was the thing? She did like a hoedown song that was like the something hoedown or something that was like a cha-cha slide for like the young kids at the time. I was too
that
old.
the one that was like boom, clap, boom, clap?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. It was like something weird.
It's like in my head, but I don't know if it's
every like Gen Z is like, you mean the this hoedown, the something hoedown. I was too old for Hannah Montana, so I'm past that age.
Yeah.
Well, what we really get here, the most important thing is that Miley Cyrus, as a child, now runs the Cyrus empire.
Sure.
Like she's the one that's paying the lights in that store.
Yeah.
So,
well, her and Hannah Montana.
Yeah, her and
exactly. Yes, I am so sorry. I forget.
Yeah,
they are two separate people.
Two separate people. Yeah.
But it is all Miley. I mean, she blew past her father very, very quickly. Now he had already dropped off anyway. To be honest, like by the time Hannah Montana came out, he was sort of like C-list at best.
No,
not that's even. Being generous.
Yeah,
and then took over, and then much like another famous family, one person was just so much more famous than all of the others. Mm-hmm. And then the other people in the family just started becoming minor celebrities in their own right with their own little scandals and all sorts of other, nonsense. I mean, this is a fairly, other than Miley, I mean, God forgive me, this is a nonsense family.
Sure.
Other than Miley at this point. Yeah. It's like one absolute superstar and then the Addams family. Like, let me even go worse. Miley's like Marilyn Munster in this family. And which is insane because Miley is unhinged and she is yet the businesswoman, the normal one, the relatable Jane Fonda hair wearing. And she is not ruling this family with an iron fist. It seems like she wants nothing to do with them.
Yeah. Not that family would respond to an iron fist. They're all doing their own shit.
Yeah.
Well, they are.
They can't be tamed.
They can't be tamed.
They can't.
Hence that song.
Yeah. Hence that song. You report on the Cyrus family all the time. You two are experts in the Cyrus family, if I'm not mistaken. So like, where are you? Because at one point they get divorced. They were together. And I believe that Hannah Montana breaks the parents apart. Am I wrong about this?
It broke up a lot of relationships.
Yeah.
Those two.
It broke up my marriage.
Yeah. I think Tish and Billy Ray broke up a couple times and got back together.
They did that whole,
right?
So those two. I mean, the first time you break up and get back together, you're a mess already. Several times, it's like you guys are just a mess, you know?
Well, so breaking up and then coming back together multiple times tells me like, oh, it's like financially irresponsible for us to be apart. Do you know what I mean? Like to separate these assets would be like an absolute nightmare. So let's just make it work. Like that's what I'm hearing when I hear that, but I could be wrong. But I don't think that I am.
No, they started to get divorced in 2010, actually. And then they got back together and made a big deal about it. And they went to couples therapy and were very public about that. And then I guess, I didn't realize how recently they'd split up, but it was only in April of 2022 that Tish filed a second time.
And during all this, Miley is skyrocketing into fame and becoming an A-list plus, actor slash musician who now is like, will be able to perform for the rest of, like, she will be famous for as long as she's alive, period, done, right? Like, there's not
She doesn't need these people at all.
No. And I don't think she like really is paying much attention to them. I'm not gonna like blame her. So they get divorced. There's a little bit of like, some smatterings of, oh, they're getting divorced, blah, blah. There's drama, whatever. Of course there is. Then we get Fire Rose. Isn't that, when does Fire Rose come? Because that's Billy's like wife that she's now divorcing him from.
Yeah. Yeah. His younger wife.
Did they meet? We just talked about this recently. They like met briefly or something, and he was like, we're soulmates.
Yeah.
And he was
in
still
like
married.
2012 or something. It was a long time ago. Yeah.
And then they like didn't see each other again.
Or something?
Oh, AKA they've been having an affair for 17 years. You know, right? Like, I mean, allegedly.
It reads like interacted and there was like some kind of chemistry.
Yeah.
And, maybe not physically cheating, but there was definitely some emotional dishonesty in your relationship with your wife. And then they went their own separate ways and kept living their life. But it sounds like he kept thinking about her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then they collaborated on a song together.
Basically like Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck, right? Exactly the same thing. They split.
They would love to be considered J-Lo and Ben Affleck.
I don't know who that is.
I didn't.
She hates J-Lo.
She'll remind you.
Oh, I'm so back around on J-Lo. It's not even funny. We crucified.
What is it? Her hair?
We crucified her on this podcast, and now I just feel bad for her. And now I just feel it's
Chris, that's what she wants. She's getting in your brain.
I know she's got me. I hate him.
She tipped an ice cream worker $1.25, and now we all love her.
No, I don't even care. I don't even care about that. And she's getting it from left, right, and center. So she needs someone in her corner. And
And it's going to be Chris.
And it's going to be me. Anyway.
She's filling her own corner up so much. She has no room for you here. She is, it's all her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait for her divorce book and her masterclass about it. And then the documentary about making the masterclass, right. And how she let everyone on set read through her divorce papers that she put in a binder just so they could get inspiration.
Yeah.
I cannot. Fire Rose is a singer. I didn't know that she was an Australian singer. The first time I'd ever heard her voice was on the recently released Mel Gibson audio of Billy Ray yelling about everything.
Yeah.
This is a very weird question, but is there some weird like attraction between Australians and people from the South?
Yeah.
My only basis is Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban, but it seems like there's this weird like kinship.
Because Australia is
south of the world.
It is the south of the planet, I guess. So it's like, I think in Australia, I've never been there, but in Australia, there's a lot of like country kind of people, like in the sense of like, there's a lot of like not urban. Like I don't live in a city. I live like out in the country kind of situation. Hence why there's so much like crossover of country music and like people that are Australian singing country music. It's very that
interesting,
you know, and
right, I'll buy it.
Yeah. It's a place where you can come in. The pop genre is so hard to break into, whereas if you like country, it's easy. Not that it's easy, but it's easier,
right?
Okay,
to get
so
into
should we
it.
all become country music singers?
Yeah,
that's why Beyonce did it.
Yeah,
she's like, I can't get into pop.
Like,
I've got to try a different avenue.
She's like, I need someone to throw me a bone. Like, let me just make this happen.
Let me try country.
And country definitely made it really easy for her. So that worked out.
Yeah.
Everyone just accepted it with open arms.
So like Billy Ray and Tish split. I want to come back to Fire Rose because I feel like Fire Rose is where we end because I brought up Fire Rose, but it's a mistake. Tish goes on to date this Dominick Purcell, right? This is where we're all leading to, right? Unless you guys have something else to say before we get here. Because I feel like this is where it started to be like, wow, this family is...
Well, should we talk about who was dating Dominick Purcell first?
Sure.
Right.
So Noah...
Allegedly,
Noah, no eyebrows.
The youngest of 5 Cyrus children,
Yeah.
as a refresher. Yes.
Noah Lindsay.
Noah Lindsay, no eyebrows Cyrus is dating someone named Dominick Purcell, who until hearing about this, I have had no idea who he was.
Oh, no, he was Prison Break.
I love Prison Break.
Ooh.
Never watched.
Michael Schofield.
The older photos of him are hot.
That whole show.
Yeah, like
I gotta look this guy. I never remember what he looked like.
Absolutely, he's gorgeous. They all,
and he looks
that
like
whole show was gorgeous.
and he looks like he can like put it down. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, he's British Australian.
Yeah.
There we go again.
Here we go.
Wow.
Oh my God.
See, there you go.
But he looks like he can do. He's up to stuff.
What if him and Fire Rose?
What are you trying to say, Chris? What are you specifically saying about it?
Brooke has a conspiracy theory. Go ahead.
Okay.
They're in cahoots.
Yeah, they
they're like,
grew up in the same town. They grew up in the same town in Australia.
We're like, let's take down the Cyrus family together while
From the
building
inside.
our fame
Yeah.
from the inside.
He was like, Prison Break isn't doing it for me. I've got to get fame some other way.
He's like,
Time
these
for a
residual
family
checks
break.
are clearing, but not by much. You know?
Yeah.
What was that conversation like? Good day. We've got to rid the world of the Cyrus industrial complex.
Dominic, I've never heard
it's a good
That's good.
Yeah, that was great.
Good. Thank you. The Dingo Ate My Baby. I watched that movie many times.
Dingo ate your baby.
But that is this whole Australian moment we're having on this episode is pretty intense.
It is.
Because just to hear, I didn't really know either of those people were Australian until this moment. And it just goes right into the theory that she was proposing. Interesting.
Yeah,
because Australia is desolate. Like, it's got like a couple of fringe.
Desolate, Dominic.
What's the word that I meant? What's the word that I meant?
Desolate is like
Did I mean desolate?
Are you talking about all the
I meant that. Then I meant that.
Yeah,
it is mostly, it is, I did mean desolate.
Oh, okay.
Because you have like a couple of shining cities like on the coast, but the vast majority of that entire nation is farm and rural. Like the entire nation is that.
There's like an area called Cooper Petty, and it's like all sand. It's like red sand. It's like as far as the eye can see. And I only know that because there was a show where they people rented out their Airbnbs and competed. Their rental properties competed, and they did it in Australia. They were a group of people, and they each had an Airbnb. So they each stayed at each other's Airbnbs and then
like
rated
4
them.
weddings.
Yeah, it is like 4 weddings.
With Airbnbs.
It was a really good show.
I love that show.
The one season was in Australia, and that's the only reason I know that this Cooper Petty place. It just looks like red sand everywhere. That's all I can picture now.
Well, hence country, right? Like,
exactly.
No, it all actually makes sense. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So basically, Dominick Purcell and Fire Rose are in cahoots to take down this family from the inside, as I said.
And it's working.
Yeah,
They're doing a really good
it's
job.
absolutely working. We now know who they both are because of this. So, good for that.
Real quick, how old is Noah right now? Because I looked it up. Dominic is 54. So
Noah is 24 currently.
So there was a 30 year age difference when they dated.
What?
Which seems absurd to me. In any direction.
I have no comment at this time about that age difference.
That'd be like dating a baby when you're 30. Bad idea.
So Noah, okay. Dominic,
I will say, Noah, she's a good singer. We should give Noah some props for her talent.
Remember, I think her first song that she ever had, I remember listening to and being like, oh, here comes the next Cyrus sister to be it was, I was expecting an Ashley Simpson, Jessica Simpson situation to happen. Sadly, I don't think that happened, but she is talented. It's not like she's not, you know what I mean? She is obviously riding her sister's coattail, but she's not unworthy of having a music career. Right?
Yeah, agree.
Yeah, and it's weird because she does their voices are similar, but just very different sounds.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Her music is
and Noah different. It's like shaving her eyebrows off. Again, every time I see her on the red carpet, she always looks weird. She's always looking strange. She's doing that Beyonce Solange thing where it's like Solange is being all like crazy and like, you know what I mean? Like just to not be Beyonce's sister. Noah's very doing the same thing. You know what I mean? Ashley Simpson did her version where she was like, I'm alt punk rock and I'm going to dye my hair black. Like, okay. I've been Googling. I don't know if we know how long their relationship was, Noah and Dominic, but it's not years. Like, I don't think this was serious.
It's not significant.
No, she's only 24. It couldn't have, like, how long could it have been?
Right. But it's probably like a month where they like went to 2 dinners.
Yeah, sure. However,
it could have also been very exaggerated. They could have just like fucked once or
Dominic, even so.
Once is more than enough when it comes to
once is more than enough.
Fucking someone my parent has
regardless of how long they are dating, and then soon after Noah breaks it off, Tish, allegedly behind Noah's back, starts pursuing Dominic Purcell herself.
Yeah, she sends him a DM, I read.
Oh, God.
She slid into his DMs.
Like, do we know if Tish knows? Do we know if Noah knows that Tish is doing this? Like, apparently Tish does this behind Noah's back. And like, Dominic Purcell is not, there's no reason for him to be truthful about this because now the mom is like, you know what I mean? Like, he's ready to lie.
Morals. It's like, I feel like if she wouldn't know. Family. Like, if she really just, like, if Noah really just, like, you know, like, one and done, bang him and leave him type of thing, why would you tell your mom about that? So it's on Dominic.
Right.
And
but is like Dominic, but is Dominic Purcell just sniffing around the whole family? Like, maybe. Like, is he the culprit here?
They're like, wow, maybe. I see where your daughter gets her breasts from. Like, you're not going to say that in the bedroom?
Like that's disgusting.
That does not get people.
Your vagina. It's just
like
your daughter. It's just like your daughter. Like, you know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
Yeah, like,
except I can tell kids came out of this.
There's so
He's
many
like,
problems.
Both been in.
Yeah,
we have both been in your mom's vagina, and that's a bonding experience. You know,
we should start a club. Yeah.
I don't know how it came out. Honestly, God. I'm actually not sure about that, but I know that Tish said on I don't think her daddy knows. That he was like a hall pass for her or something when she was married. Still, Dominic Purcell.
Do celebrities have hall passes? Because it's like way more likely.
Is Tish a celebrity?
If they're pretending to be monogamous, I mean, that sounds like something they would say in an interview.
They should have normie hall passes. Like, this normal person at the Starbucks, he's on my list.
From Ralph.
Right? This cashier at Rite Aid, that's my hall pass.
It's only fair.
Yeah. Normie hall passes.
It is fun.
But I don't think we're ever going to, until they sit down as a group or one of them sits down and is very articulate about the order of events, we really don't know. Like, it really is just conjecture.
Well, I'm sure Netflix will order that special.
And
fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Therapy with the Cyruses.
But that's the thing is, like, if you find out that your daughter used to bang this guy you started dating, you would be like, ew, what the fuck? Why didn't you tell me this? Like, goodbye forever. Not block your daughter on Instagram and marry him. Right? Like, that's the part I don't get. Because it's like that, like, you'd be like, this man is a charlatan. Like, get him the fuck. Like, he just wants to come up and off of dating a Cyrus.
Yeah.
You know what I
We
mean?
are not
Whether it's the mom or the daughter.
Enough.
Get out of here. And then
it's one of Chris's favorite
use it every
words.
day. I say it once an episode.
Yeah, there's nothing good about it.
Am I wrong though? Like,
right.
Her actions don't show me that she didn't know. Because she then blocks Noah, right? Noah then gets like blocked on Instagram.
Right.
She's then really legitimately dating this guy.
By her mother.
And then eventually, we're barreling towards, their wedding where Miley, who goes? Yeah. Miley, Trace, and the other one. What was the oldest one?
Brandy.
Brazen.
It wasn't a normal name. I know that much.
Brandy.
Brazen doesn't go.
Not Brazen. Brazen and Noah aren't there.
Brandy,
Miley. Was
Brandy,
it Miley?
Trace, and Miley are there at Tish and Dominic's wedding.
Yes.
Which is in Miley's backyard.
Trace and Miley.
That's rough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
And Miley's like her maid of honor, right?
Is she?
Maid of honor and venue? That's a big responsibility.
Yeah. She also did the bartending.
Miley
she was the bartender.
Tish's wedding.
And the DJ.
She was the usher. She was handing out pamphlets at the front door. Yeah. She was the videographer as well.
Yeah. Well, at the time they were like, Noah and Brazen were like, oh, it's nothing. Like our schedules didn't line up. We couldn't make it, not like, she porked my lover. And I know.
Well, and you're like, Brazen, what's your schedule like?
Brazen's very busy.
Doing what?
What
does Brazen do?
I don't know.
He's a singer and an actor. And he has a wife and a child. He's a whole actual person that I never knew existed until just a few minutes ago.
I feel like if I had to be born in the Cyrus family and I wasn't Miley, I would be. Oh yeah, I would like to be as unknown in that family as possible.
Yeah, it's these are weights. He seems to be like the Rob Kardashian of the Cyruses, of the Cyri, but with a little more talent and more. I mean, can we say will to live? Rob's kind of like
talent. Have you not seen Rob's socks? Come on.
I have, and I'm going to double down on that.
Wow. Okay. Wow. I love that. I respect that a lot.
I don't dislike him. I just think he got the bummest rap in the family. He pulled the Joker card, unfortunately. Sorry, Rob.
Yeah.
So that brings us to the current day where, that was their last scandal, was mom marrying daughter's boyfriend.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it brings us to what happened just this month, which is a leaked audio, which I'm assuming was taken by Fire Rose, of Billy Ray and his wife having an argument, which devolved into him calling her an F and B about maybe 20 times.
Yeah.
And honestly, it just sounded like a married couple at their wits' end, just being mean to each other. He, of course, being the aggressor. And then there's this end part of the audio, which it didn't even seem like it matched up with the beginning part where he's yelling at Fire Rose, where he just starts.
It didn't. It wasn't even the same thing.
No, it was like, it sounded like an interview almost, but basically the highlight of it is that he's talking about his eldest two children who he adopted, making remarks about them being illegitimate and like disparaging Tish for showing up with these two kids in the marriage. And then in reference to his actual daughter, Miley, says, referring to her as the devil, and he says, everyone knows that the devil is a skank. Sorry. I shouldn't be laughing about this. Although if my dad called me a skank, hand to God, I would just laugh about it. I probably,
if anyone's a skank, it's Billy Ray.
Like, I know. Are people saying skank still? Like,
well, he is, because I feel like Billy Ray Cyrus exists only in his head in the weeks surrounding Achy Breaky Heart going to number one.
Yeah.
I don't think that there's been any sort of maturation or like advance in the chronology with him. He's just there. So Skank, he's still saying you go girl. He says go Ricky every time he watches television. There's a whole bunch of things going on. It's all 90s with him.
Oh, love that.
And that brings us here. And apparently, as of the day we're recording this, people are saying she doesn't care about his apology. She doesn't care what he says. He's just dead to her, is the quote.
Miley?
Yes, that Billy Ray is dead to Miley.
I just, it always has seemed to me that he wanted just absolute fame. Yeah. Never really achieved it. He thought he was going to get it with Achy Breaky, Hannah Montana, and then his daughter very quickly eclipsed him. And just this voicemail or whatever recording just kind of confirms that he has a lot of unresolved envy and jealousy of his daughter.
100%.
Clearly, I mean, I hate to be this person, but man, talk about somebody who could use some actual true therapy. Because my God, fix your shit. These are your children you're talking about. And
luckily he has Dominic and Chris now.
That's right. That's we're here to do that.
Yeah.
We can.
Yeah. For a second, I was like, Dominic Purcell and wait. It's Tish, not Chris.
The other one.
And I think that towards the end of Hannah Montana, Billy Ray and Miley have not been good. I don't think they've been in each other's lives for a long time. I feel towards the end of, or even during Bangers, which is her big, huge first commercial success album. I feel he wasn't around. And Tish was on every red carpet with her, sucking up the fame. And I feel Billy Ray was nowhere to be seen.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. We haven't heard much from him really at all until this Fire Rose stuff started happening.
Their relationship has been not good for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I get it. I mean, neither of them are good parents, like for very different reasons. But
I also feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like we don't see a lot of stage dads. Like, is he in a minority? Like, I can't think of any other like stage dads that are like
what
forcing
about
their
Britney Spears' dad?
failed gym
Yeah,
I feel like Beyonce's dad was in the mix for a while before he got. But they always get in trouble because
Jackson's father. He was like the OG stage dad.
Yeah, and the worst kind.
Yeah.
When I went to the Daily Mail to listen to this audio, they had some really horrific photos, recent photos of Billy Ray attached to it. And the whole, I know we've been saying Mel Gibson, but the whole thing was giving me like Nick Nolte energy, like his DUI photo, like that whole period of Nick Nolte was just like, he sounded like that meme of Miley talking like this. That's Billy Ray's actual voice. Like he sounds like that. He's just, for lack of a bet, he's just shot. Like he just sounds shot. Like he's just like end of his marriage, end of his career. His kids are more famous that he's not handling it well.
No. Yeah, that was my first thought when I heard the audio. I was like, damn, he sounds haggard. Like that was my first. I was like,
and he's like, hello, like we're gonna be late if we don't get there. And she's like, no, we won't. Like she's like, what are you talking about? Like he's like out of it. Like he was like, we're never gonna get there. She's like, we can just get in the car now. And he's like, we're never gonna get there.
You're a fucking selfish bitch, you fucking bitch. And they kept bleeping it on the audio I heard. I was like, why are we doing that? We're not gonna believe it here.
It's just I know this has happened before, and I guess this is just like supreme privilege talking, but like my relationship with my parents, like I cannot imagine a parent speaking like that to their child. Like even if your kid is like a murderer, like I just feel like it's like parental love is just supposed to be so like all consuming, and like your kids are going to be bitches sometimes, but to speak about them like that and to just like all the time in my parents' case, but like it's sad to me because it's like that's not how parents are supposed to be.
No, they're not. They're also not supposed to marry their children's
lovers
either. But it's like
there's 8 billion people on the planet. Like literally, pick anyone else.
Yeah,
it's fucked up. It just instantly dawned on me how I want to fix this family. I will never do it yet, but it came to me from a cloud.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Love that.
All right.
I'm just getting Chris in the zone here.
I feel like we're getting
you're
there,
in big fucking trouble this week, pal. You're in big trouble.
Oh, shit.
I think you're going to win. I already think you're going to win. Okay.
Okay.
Chris DeRosa, bring us into the fix.
Cyrus Family.
You got your work cut out for you.
Thing.
My idea that I'm not going with was for them to have like a Netflix reality show with their family. Do I think they would actually do that? No. I think that both of you will tell me that they would never actually do that, and that's why you would not pick it. Is that what I really actually want to happen? Yes. I want it to be like Selling Sunset, but it's their family and they like hash it out. It's never going to happen. But that's what I want. What I will give you, because it's more possible and it will compete with Dominic, I want one woman, and her name is Oprah Winfrey.
Oh, okay.
I want a full-on sit-down multi-night special where she goes to Miley's backyard, the fucking scene of the crime, and sits down with every member of the Cyrus family and basically does an entire season of like Sober House with Dr. Drew, but with every member of the Cyrus family. I want Noah versus Tish. Like we're doing this like a Housewives reunion.
Or were you
We got Noah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Yes.
Got it.
I want like Tish versus Noah in the front seats next to Miley and Oprah sitting in the middle together. Like Miley has removed herself from this because she has dignity and she's with Oprah in the center seat. And then we have Tish versus Noah. We have Dominic and Billy Ray. We have Brazen and Brandy. You know what I mean? It ripples out from there.
So Miley is basically Lisa Vanderpump at the Vanderpump Rules reunions. She's like sitting there, but unnecessarily.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Great.
Absolutely. That was absolutely beautiful. Sitting there unnecessarily, chiming in once in a while to be like, Scandival. Like, yes. 100%.
I want that noise.
But hers would be like,
that noise to be my ringtone. That's what I want.
Hers would be like, Oprah, you know, my family's really, it's bad. It's bad.
He's bad.
Oh my God. Miley sounds like Mr. Mackey from South Park.
Yeah.
Like, it's bad, Oprah.
She basically is. She actually.
My mom fucked my sister's boyfriend. It's bad.
So then I need. That's what I need. I mean, and it is like, we are blowing it up. Like, it is like, think about when she's down with Megan and we saw that trailer for years and years and years before it aired. Like, I want to see like for weeks, it just being like splashed all over ABC. You know what I mean? Of just like every day we just see like boom, boom, boom. Like, it's like the stunning revelations from the Cyrus family, you know, and we have Oprah's voiceover over it that just cradles us like like the babes that we are, suckling on her teeth.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
in her bosom.
it is just everything we want. But yet we have Oprah at the helm steering this absolute white trash family. You know what I mean? So we have the prestige, which will cause them to all show up. And that is my pitch. Because we need to know. We need to know, did Tish know? Did Noah know that Tish knew? Did Noah knew that Tish knew that Noah knew that Tish knew? You know what I mean? I need everything. And I have nothing. And that is my pitch.
Right.
I mean, what are we going to get? Yeah. I like it. If I may, the only thing I'm unsure of about your pitch is that being multiple weeks. I think people might burn out on them because they're not, unless they're actively unless they're actively acting like the family from Shameless. I don't know. I mean, they would have to
that family
at it.
Family is.
I almost want it to be like Monday, Tuesday, like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah. Oh, like a mini series, like old school. I love that. Like,
yes,
interesting.
3-part special.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got nervous because when you were like, there's only one person, and I thought you were about to do my pitch, and I was shocked. But I also agree that there is only one human being that can fix this family. Ooh. I do not believe that it is Oprah Winfrey. I believe the only person that can fix the Syri, Dolly Rebecca Parton, is the only
godmother.
person. Miley's godmother. This is what Dolly's going to do for the Cyrus family. Her next album is going to be called Dolly Parton Reintroduces the Cyrus Family. She will duet with every single member of this family, putting them all on equal. But they're all singers. They're all entertainers. All of them, especially Brayson.
Brayson is a singer. He is a singer.
He is. He doesn't have a Wikipedia page, but he does have an Instagram, and he is adorable. Can you imagine being the Syri that doesn't have a wiki page? The only fucking one.
My own. Like, come on.
Now wait, but this is how we're going to do it. She's going to Dolly the shit out of this. It's going to be an album. She's going to have duets with all of them, and of course, there will be a couple of all casts in there where she's singing with the entire family. Yeah. She will heal all of these people. This album, not unlike Jennifer Lynn Lopez's strategy, this album will be accompanied with a 1 hour, some music videos, interstitial with Dolly talking to the family the way that Dolly does and actually healing them while also trying to get a little bit of dirt. Like Tish and Dominic sit down and Dolly looks at them and just goes, Tish, what are you doing, girl? Wasn't there anyone else in the world? And trying to heal this family the way Dolly and her bosom do. And we'll see how much information Dolly can get out of them. She's not stupid. She knows it's a business. She knows that she loves this family, but she'll also give the people what they want because that is what Dolly does. And it's just great for everybody. And I know, we are only snarky on this podcast 24/7. Dolly Parton could actually heal the Cyrus family if they just let her do it. Billy Ray is obviously the biggest problem at this point. Like, he's the unhinged one. She could reinvigorate his career. Like a Billy Ray Dolly duet would actually soothe him. Like, he'd be an artist again. And that's my pitch. Dolly saves the Syri.
Wow.
Interesting.
Both great pitches. They're both great. I too would love them to have a reality show. I will just say that. Like,
I know I was like, it's got to be that. But I keep forgetting we have to fix them.
No, that's what we all want. That's what we
make it work.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what we all want. But
And we also, admittedly, like that's always such a go-to, especially since we're both reality producers. We endeavor to like, we try to not do that unless we're like, this is the only choice we
There's
have.
no other
like, they
choice,
have to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, they could rival the Osbournes, with their messiness at this point.
Well,
but
Yeah.
I don't know, Aricia, what's your gut? Did one like...
I mean, the reality show popped for me, but it always is going to. I think I'm leaning towards Dolly for obvious reasons because it's Dolly. She already has a history with this family. Oprah is becoming kind of a, what's the word I want to use? Lightning rod of like, my only issue with the Dolly one is that I do not want her to do a duet with Billy Ray. I think his penance is that he doesn't get any more fame. Like nobody talks about him. He's done, which I don't know. I feel like I'm sick of him. I'm sick of him just being such a thirsty little fuck. And it's like, way to be jealous of your daughter. You're supposed to champion your children. So that would be my only change.
This is why we have very tough jobs here because
it's hard.
We almost, even if we don't like them, we have to pull for their success because we are trying to fix
Well,
them.
I want him to have success as like a local library performer where he just plays guitar for children's circles at the library. That's the success I want him to have.
I actually
like a drag queen.
We call that here the tar treatment. Yeah.
I love the idea of her doing a duet with all of them, but I want them to compete. I want the duets to be against each other and someone has to pick the best
like the
duet.
Voice where somebody has to turn around.
Yes. It's like, all right, this duet
Oprah,
wins.
she can turn around.
Oprah, yeah. Well,
we'll combine them.
I honestly, I think the Oprah one, I think the Oprah pitch is what I'd like to watch unfold because I think it would be very entertaining and more dramatic. But I think in terms of actually fixing them, Dolly would be the way to go.
Yeah, I agree.
I think she has more power to fix. And for that
I
reason,
do wonder like what her history with that family is. Because it's like,
yeah, what do they have on her?
How enough where it's like, you're the godmother of my child.
Yeah, is that all it takes?
Well, for nothing, Billy Ray at the time was very famous. Like, you know what I mean? Like he did so much so that he like met Dolly Parton and she like took him under his wing. And like he was very famous, even though he had the one song that a one hit wonder then was so much bigger than what it is now. And so she is Miley's godmother for like good reason,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Well, Dominic, it sounds like you got to win.
I think just for the fix factor of Dolly, I think Dominic's, right?
Dominic, I agree. I'm sorry, Chris.
But I love both. I really do.
Yeah, I love
They were solid
too.
pitches.
No, Dominic deserves this win.
I needed the win, ladies.
Dominic deserves the win.
Lie. I'm very behind this season.
Okay.
Okay.
Good. I feel better.
I will take it. And from such stars as the two of you, this win is the sweetest berry of the entire Sunday.
I appreciate you doing the flattery after we voted because then it seems sincere.
Now get out. I'm kidding.
The end of you and me. We brought it back to JoJo.
Everyone loves the
back to JoJo. Ladies, this has been an absolute whirlwind. Thank you for being here.
Oh, yeah.
Whirlwind.
Yeah, thank you guys. This is fun.
I know.
What an honor to have you here. Please come back. You guys are fun.
We'd love to.
Play with. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
We'll follow each other on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you can DM us just like Trish did, but without the sex.
We'll be your straight hall pass.
Please let us know. Ladies, let everyone know where they can find you guys.
Everywhere. We're on social media. My handle's at Aricia Skidmore-Williams.
Mine is at Brooke Siffrinn.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yep. Even the Royals comes out Mondays.
Ooh.
Even the Rich comes out Tuesdays. Rich and Daly's on a little bit of a summer break. So
yep, back in the
it'll
fall.
be back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dominic, where can people find you?
Oh, the website's domentary.com, and on social media, I'm at Dominic Puba or at Fixing Famous People. Chris, where can our listeners find you on the internet?
You guys can find me at The Krista Rosa. You can find the show at Fixing Famous People, and you can find the Patreon at patreon.com/Fixing Famous People. As always, I wish you all well, and where's Shelly? Goodbye.